I'm recording the session now, so we're going to start this class. It's the second class of the week, number three, with a simple question. Maybe you have one, maybe you don't. Maybe we have to change this word, but the question is, what was your favorite soap opera when growing up? Do you know what is the meaning of soap opera?
No, sir.
No idea.
Como telenovela.
Al revés, telenovela, right? Muy bien, very good. So in that case, it's a TV show which is usually about romantic topics. In Colombia was very popular, such as Betty la Fea, Pedro el Escamoso, so on, right? But I don't know, what was your favorite soap opera when growing up? Did you have one soap opera that you watched with your family, with your mom, or no? Or you never watched any soap operas?
Mm,
Danny, sorry, no? Nothing?
no, sir. Usually I didn't see soap operas.
Okay, okay, very good. And Emily, what about you?
In my case, I don't have a favorite. Maybe yes, Betty la Fea or one Mexican of Teresa.
Hmm. Well, no, I have never listened about it, but the Mexicans are also really good for making soap operas, no? But nowadays, the Turkish people are like the most popular, and also the K dramas, which is basically a soap opera, no? Okay, very good. Now, if we would like to change this word, maybe no soap operas, but what kind of TV shows did you used to watch? Cartoons, documentaries, movies, series? What do you think?
I watch a lot of movies, series, everything, cartoons. Eh,
Okay,
I
great.
watch movies of superheroes, Marvel movies,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
fiction like vampires or everything that.
Like
I
sci-fi.
sorry.
Sci-fi, it's like science fiction.
Okay. And
Literal.
I don't like horror movies.
You don't like horror movies? Why not?
No, I'm very scared
Mm.
without things.
Okay, very good. I love horror movies. So, movies, series, cartoons, and documentaries. And what about you, my friend?
Usually I used to see documentaries more than nothing.
Mhm. More than anything else.
Yes,
More
more
than.
than anything else.
Okay, very good. No worries. And then I would like to know what is your favorite. For example, if Emily watches a lot of different series, cartoons, movies, especially movies, what is your favorite movie? And Danny, that you're watching a lot of documentaries, what is your favorite documentary? Or what kind of documentaries is your favorite? Historical, social documentaries, maybe natural documentaries, or so all of that. So what is your favorite?
I liked a lot the documentaries which mm, its main topic was this Second World War.
Second World War.
The World War II.
Okay, or the World War II. Yeah, great, excellent. Me too. And in History Channel, they pass all the time documentaries about Hitler, documentaries about the Nazis, documentaries about the invasion to France, a lot of different documentaries. No? So it's a very good topic for documentaries. Muy bien, Daniel. And Emily, what about you? What's your favorite movie then?
um, I'm not sure. I like a lot of movies. Probably in this moment, my favorite movie could be. I don't remember the title well. Is the second movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean,
Hmm.
but I don't remember the title.
The saga, it's the Black Pearl Curse, like La Maldición del Perla Negra. That's the first one. And the second one,
I don't remember. I think it's when
Jack.
yes, como que se convierte en pulpo o algo así. Algo
Ah,
en
of course, yes, with David Jones.
corazón, creo que es.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, I remember like the I don't remember the name of that movie, but I remember the movie and it's really good. It's with David Jones and all of that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and my favorite series is the originals. It's about vampires.
Oh no way, really?
Yes.
Okay, very good. I mean, series siempre será series, nunca va a plural, perdón, singular como series, sino siempre es series, igual que news. Son palabras
Okay.
que no tienen singular, sino siempre van plural. ¿Listo? Very good. Okay, great. So, guys, in this case, well, we were talking about global issues and social issues, and the TV is basically one way to spread information, right? But it's also a way to spread culture. For example, a lot of different costumes that we have nowadays, they come because of the spread of the American culture in the series and the movies and all of that. For example, for us, it was very typical to spend time with family or relatives, but nowadays the dream is traveling because the Americans implanted that into the series and into the shows, right? So now a lot of people want to invest, and now it's a trend to have a fit body, no, like a fit body, like the American style, yes. So that's why the TV or the entertainment, like the visual entertainment, it's so important. Before we only had the TV, but now we have also the streaming services. That's why we're going to continue here with two different questions. The first one, it says honestly, honestly, right? Honestly, it means that probably it's going to be uncomfortable information, but I want you to be honest and tell me what is your entertaining guilty pleasure. Do you know what is the meaning of guilty pleasure?
Gusto culposo.
Exactly. Something that you like, but you don't like to admit that you like, right? Because maybe you are embarrassed to admit. So, in that case, what is your entertaining guilty pleasure? For example, for me, well, nowadays not so much because I don't have time, but for me, for example, in the pandemic, it was my guilty pleasure to watch I forgot the name of that show, something like Jersey Shore or something like that, right? And it was really stupid, but I don't know. I just spent a lot of time watching that because I didn't have anything else to do, and I feel really entertained. No, that was probably my guilty pleasure. Nowadays, not so much. I think that I don't have like a guilty pleasure, but that was mine back in time, back in the pandemic. What about you? Maybe not now, maybe before, but what about them?
I remember that when I was a child, or at least when I was younger, I used to be these videos of um, alternative history of some animes and movies, and I have to admit that they were not good. Honestly, when I see them again, I take into account that well, they were not well written. You know, it, surely it was written by a boy of maybe 12, 15 years. But I don't know. I was younger. I was a kid. I
Yeah,
didn't
of
I
course.
didn't think a lot on it, and I like it.
Uh-huh. Great, excellent, very good. Yes, I have seen some of those like kind of video movies, like it's like an alternative ending for the movies, and the production is not really good, but they are somehow entertaining, no? De alguna manera, somehow they are entertaining because they present other different ends to things that we like it. So that's why probably they're entertaining. Thank you, Daniel. Very good. And Emily, what about you, dear?
Perhaps it could be the series of Epoch. Creo que se dice así, como la serie de época.
Ah, okay, like the season series or the
Ah,
stage
yes.
series.
Or maybe sometimes I really watch uh, a Disney Channel series for kids. It's called Bluey. I
Okay.
really love.
It's with the little blue dog, right?
Yes, they are so cute.
Okay, it's because you like the visual thing, right? Good, that's also a possibility. Muy bien, very good, excellent. So that's why they are guilty pleasures because we are like, okay, I like it, but I don't like to admit it. Good. Okay, and the last part, or the last question of this part, it's what is undeniably, for you, in your opinion, of course, what is undeniably your favorite streaming service? For me, my favorite streaming service is Disney Plus because what I watch more are sports events like soccer, UFC fights, all of that. So for me, that is undeniably that it's the best. But it's very close of Netflix, no? But the best for me it's Disney Plus. What about you? What do you think it's the best, your favorite streaming service?
For me, it's the same T-shirt, Disney Plus, and the second it could be Max
Oh, okay, Max is also really good, true. Why do you like so much Disney Plus? Why?
because they have a lot of kind of movies, different types of movies, so you can find a lot of movies.
And you have a lot, all the catalog of Marvel, no? So,
Yes.
good. And Danny, what about you, my friend?
I would say that my favorite streaming service is Netflix, but that's mainly because it's the only streaming service that I have proved, and I really don't have any other streaming service. Well, actually, I don't have Netflix. It used an account that uh, one person borrow me
Okay,
in
okay.
order to use the platform.
Okay, great. That in that case, you have two options. It's one account that one person lent me, or it's one account that I borrowed for another person. Recuerda que borrow es pedir prestado, so borrow usually is with myself. I borrow from that person. Or if you said que me prestan, so it would be that the person lent to me. Okay,
Yes, sir.
great, excellent. Okay, very good. So, well, basically now we have transformed the entertainment service because, of course, before it was only TV. And we have different channels, the TNT, the Warner Bros., the Disney Channel, the ESPN, a lot of different TV networks, no? But now we have like put all together into streaming services, no? And that's what the people have now. Some people have one, like for example, Daniel, that he borrowed one from a friend, yeah? Other people have a lot, yeah? But it's almost like an essential thing to have now some streaming service, depending on your likes and dislikes, right? Here we have two different words that I want you to tell me what is the meaning of them. The first one is honestly. What's the meaning of honestly?
Honestamente,
Yeah, good. And the second one is undeniably. What is undeniably?
Innegable.
Innegablemente. Muy bien. O indudablemente, innegablemente. Both are going to be adverbs. Ready? Adverbs, as you see, li, what they mean, it's mente. So in this case, guys, what an adverb does, it's modifying the sentence. Here, when I say honestly, I know I am preparing the other person to say or to listen something that is the truth and that possibly the person is not going to like. Yeah. When I say, well, honestly, I am going to tell you something. You prepare yourself for something bad, right? And here, when I use undeniably, it's like, okay, get ready because I'm going to give my opinion and I am not willing to negotiate it. What is the meaning of be willing to? It's an expression, be willing to. What's the meaning of that?
Estar dispuesto a.
Excelente, Daniel, muy bien, estar dispuesto a. So, this is my, when I say undeniably, this is da da da. So, I am giving my opinion and I am not willing to negotiate it with anybody else, right? So, guys, in this case, the adverbs, it's a very important resource because the adverbs are going to help me to give a, a clue of my intention to the person that is listening to me. We have adverbs of different kinds, of all kinds. Most of them they finish in the suffix li, which is in Spanish mente, you know, right? But sometimes no. Most of the times, 95% of the times they finish in li, and so it's that easy to recognize, right? And it's important to remember that an adverb doesn't have a specific position into the sentence. They can be at the beginning, in the middle, at the end. Usually they are at the beginning, but not always. So it depends on your intention. If you want to emphasize all the sentence or if you want to emphasize a little part, right? We're going to have, as I said, adverbs of many different types. Yeah, we have adverbs of certainty, adverbs of not certainty, adverbs of possibility, probability, which are very similar to the previous ones, adverbs of ways of speaking, adverbs for summarizing or other different attitudes, right? We're going to check all of them and then you tell me if you find any kind of question or difficulty around them. Yes? So when we want to express that we are really certain about something, we are certain. Danny, help me to read these examples.
Well, clearly, definitely, obviously, and unquestionably, unquestionably.
Unquestionably, unquestionably. Good.
Uh,
So clearly, definitely, obviously, unquestionably, undeniably, right? So claramente, definitivamente, obviamente, incuestionablemente, innegablemente, so on, so on, right? And as I said, they can be at the beginning. Unquestionably, students are interested, right? On the other hand, we have the ones that are like, okay, I'm not so sure. Emmy, tell me these three.
Apparently, seemingly, supposedly,
Good. Apparently, aparentemente, seemingly, similar
seemingly.
to, what is the meaning of seem?
por lo que parece.
Sí, como al parecer, aparentemente,
Es,
todo.
una- es un sinónimo de aparentemente. Muy bien. And supposedly, which is obviamente supuestamente, right? Is very good. Possibility and probability. We have possibly, potentially, and probably. Súper sencillos, más que usados por ustedes, no worries. But what about talking honestly and directly? Very important. Frankly, honestly, and seriously. Honestly and seriously, ustedes los conocen súper bien. We can include frankly. Ready? Summarizing, which is like closing an idea and giving a summary. Danny, help me to read them.
Well, basically, essentially, fundamentally, mainly, overall.
Marvelous pronunciation, my friend. Basically, essentially, fundamentally, mainly, principalmente, and overall, which is como en general o sobre todo, but general terms is overall. Good. And the last one, Mrs. Emily, help me to read the examples.
Amazingly, so surprisingly, not surprisingly, predictably, fortunately, mm, and unfortunately.
Listo. En estos últimos dos hay una sílaba que se va a eliminar. So in that case is fortunately. We're going to eliminate this TE. And the same here. Unfortunately. We're going to eliminate this TE. Right? One more time,
Okay.
Amy.
Fortunately, unfortunately.
Good, excellent. Fortune. Here it's also A. Fortunately and unfortunately. Very good. Right? Listo, my dear people. So here I can see that it's vocabulary that you normally use, right? And you know them very well. Just it's a reminder to include this kind of words because they are going to help you to contextualize the intention and say, you know what? The information that I am about to tell you, it's something that I am going to speak from my heart. So frankly, blah 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 blah, right? Or saying like, you know what, I am surprised for this information, so I am going to start the sentence saying surprisingly or amazingly, and so on, so on. Ready? So they are not mandatory. It's not an obligation to use them, but it's a really good resource in order to be clear about my intentions and the things that I said. Right? Very good. Now, my dear guys, when we talk about TV, entertaining, music, all of that, we can make a lot of different descriptions, right? So we said, okay, my favorite movie is Pirates of the Caribbean. My favorite series, my favorite documentaries are historical documentaries about the Second World War. But why? Yes. So here we're going to learn how can we describe those elements that the things or that the shows have that they make it for us so great or that they give us some kind of characteristic about that show, right? We're going to have four different possibilities, but depend if we are using adjectives or if you are using a noun, right? Remember that the adjectives is simply the characteristic, big, tall, short, small, yeah? And a noun it's a concept, something that we have or that the TV show has, right? So in this case, depending on that, we're going to have different possibilities for describing a quantity of that characteristic or a quantity of that noun, right? Letter A, it says such, solo such. Such, you know that it has a lot of different meanings, right? But in that case, we can have such followed by a noun for describing that it's a show or a program or a movie, but it's usually modified by an adjective, right? So, for example, I don't know, let's say the documentaries are such and we said shows or show, right? In that case, what characteristic could you give to the documentaries, Danny? Entertaining, historical, educative,
Um, Interesting. Maybe is
interesting.
that sector.
Very good. So they are well, in this case, such an interesting show, right? They are describing that they are a show, but what they really want to do is that give the characteristic of interesting to those shows, right? Or for example, if I say, okay, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, uh, or let's say the Pirates of the Caribbean is such a blah 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 saga. What characteristic would you give to that saga, Mrs. Emily? What do you think?
Funny.
Okay, very good. So in that case, we're talking that it's a saga, but what really want to do is to give the characteristic of funny to that saga, right? So we use such a, then the characteristic, and then it's important to include the noun. Yes. I don't know. The YouTube is such an incredible platform, or Netflix is such a great streaming service. Or for example, Netflix has such a varied catalog, for example, right? So it could be using the noun, but including an adjective before. If I just want to include the adjective, I don't want to use the noun, then I am not going to use such. I can say exactly the same. But if I just want to say, es que están divertidas, es que están genial, I am going to use the other possibility, only using so, right? So I can say, documentaries about the Second World War are so interesting. Or the Pirates of the Caribbean they are, you know, they are so funny. Yeah. But in that case, if I use so, I only have to use the adjective, no more. I don't have to use the noun. Yes. So it's exactly the same, but depending. If I express what is the category of that word, then it's necessary to use such a or such an, right? But if I just use the adjective, it's necessary to use so, and that's it. Okay. In both cases, it's possible that you include a consequence of that. Yes, using that and then the consequence. For example, the documentaries are so interesting that I can watch two or three in a row, consecutive. Or the Pirates of the Caribbean are so funny that I always laugh when I watch them. Yes. So, sorry, this is a possibility to include that and then the consequence. It's not mandatory though. because you can just let it like "Ah, the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are so funny, and that's it. But if I want to express a consequence of that, then I said the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are so funny that I watch them many times. Yes. So, hasta ahí, guys. How do you see it? Easy questions.
At the moment, it's something easy.
Mhm. In this part, in the option A and B, actually we are focused on the adjectives, right? That's like the center part. If I want to talk about the elements that the series of the or the movie has, it's better to use so many, so few, so much, or so little, depending if we are talking about something countable or not countable. For example, one of the best parts of the Pirates of the Caribbean are the characters of the movie. Yes. So in that case, I would say that a characters, yeah, well, that's a noun, of course, but do you think it's a countable noun or a non-countable noun?
Countable.
Countable, right? So I can use that the Pirates of the Caribbean has, or the Pirates of the Caribbean movies have so many good characters that they are, let's say, easy to relate with, for example, right? Or you said, no, teacher, I don't like the characters, but I like the histories, the stories. So also it's a countable now. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies, I have such a good stories that I love them, something like that, right? But for example, what Daniel likes about the documentaries is the information. Yes? Information, do you think it's countable or not countable?
I would say that maybe it's not countable.
It's not countable. Very good, Daniel. So in that case, you could say, like the documentaries have so much good information that it's easy to, or it's, I don't know, it's difficult to retain all of them, right? So, or what about if I say, I don't know, let's say violence, because they are very violent. Oh no, you know what? The documentaries are good, but they have so much violence, right? So in this case, we are focused on the nouns, but depending if they are countable or not countable, we're going to use these two options. If it's a big quantity, countable, so many. If it's a big quantity, but not countable, so much. And if it's a little quantity or like a small quantity and it's countable, so few. Or if it's a little quantity and it's not countable, so little, right? So, for example, if I say, well, I like the documentaries, but they have so few color or so few, I don't know, let's say quality, sorry, so little quality that it's difficult to like them, no sé, something like that, right? Or for example, I like the movies about blah blah blah, but they have so few good actors that they became difficult, something like that, right? So it depends. If you want to say muchos or pocos, and also if it's countable and not countable, you're gonna use these kind of expressions. What do you think? Most more or less questions about it, or it's easy?
At the moment, it's easy.
It's easy, very easy. Here it is also possible to include consequences of that thing. Yeah. For example, as I said, you know, I love the, I forgot the name. I love Disney Plus service because it has so many sporting events that I can watch all of them. Yeah. Or I don't like to watch the news because there are so many lies that it's difficult for me to believe in all what they say. Yeah. Could be good things or bad things. Of course, they don't have to be always good things. Yeah. And the same here. I said, I don't know, the TV news are such a questionable shows. Yeah. That people start to avoid them. Yeah. You know what is the meaning of questionable?
Cuestionable.
Questionable, very good. It's actually same as in Spanish, questionable. So that it's a negative characteristic. No? I'm saying that the TV news are such a questionable show that the people are starting to avoid. Ready? This is, sorry. They can be good characteristics, bad characteristics, but the important thing is that sorry, that important thing is that we can describe accurately whether if it's good or bad, and also if we are talking about nouns or adjectives, but that we can make the description clear. So, questions there, difficulties, problems, how do you feel?
Good. I feel good about the topic.
Okay, very good. Emmy, yeah, no problem.
Sure, everything is clear.
Everything is clear. Very good. So, here I have two questions, but we already have the first one done, which is what is your favorite kind of movies and why? We already saw it. Second, I'm going to ask you like who's your favorite actor or actress and why? This is something that you haven't told me. If you have one, of course. If you don't have one, you say, teacher, I don't have one, and that's it, right? In my case, my personal, I am a little bit older than you, so I don't know if you know who is Jim Carrey, but he is my favorite actor. Yes. And Jim Carrey is my favorite actor because he's such a diverse, well, I don't know, he has so much talent. Yes. And he is such a funny person, like physically and mentally, he is such a funny person. That is why he's my favorite actor. What about you, actor or actress, and why?
Mm, it's it's not my favorite actor because I don't have one, but it maybe could be Johnny Depp because he interpret a lot of movies of Tim Burton, and I really like the movies of Tim Burton.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, very good. So in that case, you can use he interpreted or he has interpreted. No, actually, he has interpreted so many characters in Tim Burton movies, ¿no? Very good. Puedes usar so many characters, right?
Okay, teacher.
Mhm. Muy bien, Eddie. Good, excellent. He's a great actor. Johnny Depp is a great actor. And Mr. Daniel, what do you think?
I don't have really a favorite actor, but if I have to say one, I would say that maybe it's Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
That's because I don't know. I like a lot how he acted in the John Wick movies, and I just believe that he's such a great person that you just can't you just can't help but to hang out with him. I would say that maybe that's the correct word.
great, excellent. So you can help hanging out with him. Yeah, like feeling related to Keanu Reeves. Good. He's such a great person and such an incredible actor. Muy bien, that's great. So excellent. So in that case, what you did was giving me an opinion about something, but not just like, oh, see, Keanu Reeves is such a good actor. No, more detail, no? So Daniel says that he's a good actor, that he's a good person, that you can easily relate with him. Yeah. Emily mentioned that Johnny Depp has interpreted a lot of or so many characters in oh my god, in I forgot the name of the director. Tim
Tim
Burton's
Burton.
thank you, yes. Tim Burton movies that she loves because she loves all the Tim Burton movies, no? So it's going a little bit deeper, making a little bit more specific the description and the opinion that we are giving to the person. And of course that we can also complement this part with the adverts that we saw before, no? It's easier to say, for example, like honestly, Adam Sandler is such a bad actor, but his movies are so entertaining because blah blah blah, for example, right? And we can complement it with the others that we saw before. Okay. Of course, this is something that we can apply not only to the TV or the entertainment part, but we can apply it to all different types of context. Yes, we're talking about oh my god, this is already done. Unquestionably, what is your favorite gender? Wait, no, this is already done. So we can also apply this part or this topic to the thing of the social issues, right? It's going to be basically the same, just that we are talking about real characters, you know? So, for example, if I say, okay, wait, for you in your concept, who is, I don't know, who is the best athlete, wait, sorry, athlete of the moment? Who's the best athlete of the moment? Soccer player, basketball player, tennis player, whatever.
I usually don't see a lot of sports, but maybe I would say that um, in the last time Ilya
Topuria.
Topuria had been a pretty good fighter in the UFC.
True, very good. So, for example, Daniel mentioned that he, Topuria, who is a Spanish Georgian fighter, yes. So, sorry. So he says that Topuria is one of the best. Why? Because Topuria is such a fighter. What characteristic would you give to that man? Talented? Skillful? I don't know.
I believe that he just is such a good fighter.
Okay, good. Well, good is a basic adjective, but we can have others, no? Like for example, skillful, skillful or talented, which is a synonym. Yes. Or I don't know, let's say merc what is the name of that? Merciful. No, merciful, no, because merciless. Wait, I need to check it on the dictionary because I'm not completely sure, but I think it's merciless. Wait. Oh my God. Yeah, merciless. Yes, I was right. Excellent. So he's a merciless fighter. What's the meaning of merciless?
Despiadado.
Yeah, very
Más o
good.
menos algo por eso.
Exactly, good. So we could have any of those characteristics, right? Amy, what about you? In your opinion, who is the best athlete of the moment?
I don't have any idea to share. Ay, no sé, eh, uno de fútbol, a ver, ¿cómo es que se llama? Uy, se me olvidó. Ay, digamos que James,
Good.
I, I forget the other name.
No worries. James is such an incredible, for me, no, James is so inspiring for Colombians. But what is your opinion? Why is he the best?
Um, Maybe because he's a great person. We saw like I don't know, he
Excellent. But here we said he is too.
uh,
Yes,
he's como support, como supportive with the other. Yes.
excelente, very good. Vamos a poner acá supportive, que es obviamente great y good son adjetivos buenos, es decir, que caben ahí, pero lo que quiero es que vayan más allá. Busquen un adjetivo que no sea el que siempre usen, sino, por ejemplo, supportive, muy bien, o other different adjectives, ¿listo? Entonces, James is supportive person, pero ahí me falta algo. What do you think? ¿Qué crees que me falta ahí en ese pedacito? James is.
Eh, ay, es que se me van, ay, se me olvidan las palabras y me da estrés.
Relax, don't worry. Recuerda que acá tengo el sustantivo y antes está modificado por el adjetivo, así que acá tengo una sola opción. O sea, en español sería como, es que es una persona tan, no sé cómo decir esto en español, supportive, apoyador. How do you say that?
Sí, como
Adjetivo.
eh,
¿Qué dices, Dani?
sí,
How do you say supportive in Spanish, Mae?
como apoyar, ¿no? Sí, como
Es como alguien quien puedes... No, es que yo tampoco sé, la verdad no sabría decir en estos
No hay un
momentos.
adjetivo en español como, pues, bueno, dice como alentador, pero bueno, es alguien que te
Eh,
apoya, ¿no?
James está, James, es que James, bueno, sí. It's a really supportive person.
Yes, but esa es una opción súper válida. Y James is a really supportive person, but de acuerdo a la que vimos hoy, podemos usar he is such a supportive person.
Ah, total.
Para decir como, "Ay, es que es una persona tan alentadora, right? Sí, es como, oh my God, good. Entonces, no lo estoy usando para cosas de entretenimiento, sino, digamos, como para mi opinión sobre atletas. Y puedo también describir lo que ellos tienen. Oh my God, es que James o he has talent. Según lo que vimos hoy, ¿cómo podrían completar ahí? Right?
So many talents.
So many.
Almost porque talent puede ser
Ah,
talents o talent. Pero si
no,
uno...
sorry.
So much.
So much,
Exacto.
yes.
Muy bien. Claro, si yo lo estuviera poniendo en plural, talents, ahí sí, he has so many talents, right? Or, for example, here, skills. He has skills. What do you think?
So many.
Ahí sí, he has so many skills, right? What about if I say, "Oh, you know what? Ambos, they have flaws. Flaws are como fallas, defectos, you know?
So few.
Very good, Daniel. They have so few flaws. Y recuerden que puedo incluir una consecuencia de esto. So, for example, Topuria is such an skillful fighter that it's number one in the UFC. James is such a supportive person that all classmates, all his teammates love him, for example. Or he has so much talent that he's the best soccer player in Colombian history, right? Or, for example, he has so many skills that he can fight in any area of the sport. Yes. Or, for example, they have so few flaws that they are number one in their sports, right? Entonces, guys, this idea of this topic of today, it's based on the characteristics of the person, but it depends if we are talking about the characteristics in the adjective form or in the noun form. Okay. Of course, I can say, for example, "Ay, James is such a supportive person," or simplemente, "James is so supportive." Yeah. I can say, "Topuria is such an incredible fighter," or "Topuria is so incredible, so skillful," right? Depending. If I, for example, Emily didn't know who was Topuria. So it's a good idea to specify and say, "You know what? It's a fighter." Ah, okay, it's a fighter. That's why we have to use complete information in the case that the other person doesn't know. But if the person knows, for example, here we know that James is a person. It's, of course, it's not a mystery. He is a person, so we can avoid this part. And instead of saying James is such a supportive person or such a supportive player, I can say simply that James is so supportive because we know all of the three of us know who is James Rodriguez. So in that case, you can decide the structures that you use based on the person that you are talking to and based on the context that you're using. Okay? Guys, questions about it, difficulties, problems, anything?
It's
No,
clear. Thank
sorry, it's clear.
It's clear. Ready, guys. Don't forget to use these structures into the next activity, into the next play. Whether you are talking about a TV show, a movie, a real situation, a politician, a president, whatever, you can use these kind of structures in order to describe the characteristic of the person or even the characteristics of the movie. This is not limited to talking about person, right? It's just talking about any kind of subject, whether it's a real person, a movie, whatever, you can introduce these kind of structures, okay? Guys, thank you for being here. The next week, it's going to be the week number 4, and it's the 50% of the last level. So we have, from the next week, we're going to have 4 weeks more. So it's almost 1 month, and we finish this course. Okay, so we are about to finish. Keep it there, keep it there, keep it there. Don't fall behind. Ready? Don't catch behind of the work. Continue consistently as you have been always in these 6 months. So, guys, thank you for being here and see you the next week in the week number 4. Okay?
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thanks to you. Have a good night.
Y